Okay, everybody, thank you so much for your patience and for your flexibility with all of this Zoom stuff. This video is to help you figure out how to make the meetings, the best way to do that, and also to give you some options for whatever you think is going to work best for you. So I'm going to show you the final result. I'm going to show you three options that I think are all pretty good options. And I've put the pages in the Virtual Learning Toolbox course for which you all can enroll. If you need that link, just send me an email and I can give you the enroll link or look through past emails. And I'm going to go to modules to show you these three examples. Okay, so your first option for Zoom, and I should preface this by saying kind of what we talked about in the wrap up today, that I am discouraging teachers from using the Zoom integration. So hold up, let me go ahead and show you how to get rid of it. You should not have this here anymore. This is just sending kids and parents way too many notifications, and it's just causing more problems than I think it solves. So I'm going to hide it again. So I'm going to click settings, and I'm going to go to navigation, and I'm going to take this thing all the way to the bottom. Just throw it in that bottom section somewhere. You should be fine. And click save. So now there's no Zoom over here for me to click on, and of course no Zoom for your kids to click on. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, and we've established that we're going to be using the web or the client, the web's better, to create your meetings. Let me go to modules and show you the three examples. So the first example is to use one link for every single one of your courses. So if you're doing one link for all of your courses, I recommend just having a big hard to miss button on your homepage. And you of course can hyperlink that button to a Zoom link. So let me go ahead and I'm going to make a Zoom link that I could then share to use it again and again. You could use your personal meeting. You can use, one that you scheduled. It really doesn't matter. You can restart Zoom meetings even if you schedule, like if I scheduled a meeting for tomorrow, I could continue to start that meeting however long I wanted to, however many days I wanted to start it. And if that's what's linked on your Canvas course, kids should still be able to get into it. So it's pretty flexible. I'm going to click schedule new meeting. And I think you should make yourself identifiable in some way. Like I'm going to say Rogers Algebra 1. Like maybe you teach Algebra 1 and geometry. That's just what I'm doing. I think that'll give the kids a little bit more comfort also to know they're joining the right course. So when? Well, I think I'll start this on Thursday for the first day of school. The time that you start it, it really doesn't matter too much for this option. In fact, for this option, I'm going to hit recurring meeting, and I'm going to hit recurrence of no fixed time. So you'll notice that when I did that, it actually took away the start date of August 13th. And there's not a time on here anywhere. So basically, you can start this meeting and you can stop this meeting whenever you want. Okay? Remember, for this option, that's what you would do. Option 1, a single button in your course. So, of course, you can mess with your settings here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click Save. Now, once you had this link, I could just click Copy Invitation, right? And I actually don't want the whole invitation, so I'm just going to copy this link. And then after you put your button in there, which I'll share the button files with you. All you do to link is you just click the hyperlink button, link to URL, and you paste your link. There we go. Click save. So if this is the option that you choose, this is going to open the same recurring meeting every single time for every single student. So let me show you the part of this option that starts to get a little complicated. And that is when you look at your reports. So I'm going to go over here on the web and I'm going to click on reports. Once I'm in reports, click on usage. And these are all of the Zoom meetings that I've run in the last like 3 days. Can you tell that I've been trying to figure stuff out? But you'll notice that they all have different names. So if I were to run the meeting that I just started, it would be called Rogers Algebra 1. in the reports, no matter what you call it or what duration it is, you're going to be able to see the participation. So, for example, if I look at this morning's podcast reflection, I didn't record it, I didn't register the users, I didn't require um, authenticating or whatever that last one was, but I can click here on meeting participants and I can go through and I can see how much time everybody spent in there. I spent the most because I was the host. You can see that, Chad Huddleston, he probably got, his computer was probably super slow, so he only got in there for the last minute. Anyway, but I feel like this is a really good option for you on the back end as like a cover all your bases record for your attendance. Okay, so again, this is going to be there for any meeting you run, no matter what option you choose, you'll have this report. So if you choose option 1, where you have a single button, then you'll need to remember that the name will appear, Rogers-Algebra 1 is going to appear multiple times for every time you start and stop the meeting. So if you need to go back and you need to find, okay, that kid says he was there, but I'm pretty sure he's not there. I marked him absent in TAC. You can come here and look at your reports and you can see when did you start the meeting? When did you end the meeting? If you're using that link over and over again for every class period and every day, make sure that you check the date and also the timestamp. And then you can click on the participants window that I just had pop up and closed a second ago. All right, so that's option 1, using a meeting, one link, starting it and stopping it for every class period. One more issue with this, just to keep in mind, is if this is how you want to do it, if that seems the simplest to you, you're going to need to be really careful about monitoring the kids that you let into the course. Use the waiting room, utilize the waiting room, and make sure before you let a kid in your class, he's actually in your first period or your second period or whatever class period you're supposed to be running at that time. Okay, so that is option 1. Next, we're going to look at option 2. So option 2 is not too much more work for you. It does keep it a little bit more organized. So we're going to keep it on, click on option 2. And this is the option to link from one button, all of your Zoom meetings. So I'm going to click on this icon, and then it's taking me to this table that I made. So in the table, I say what period I'm talking about. Okay, what are the class time? Maybe you do that from 7:30 to 8:05, the 35-minute mark or whatever. You've got the meeting ID and password. This isn't strictly necessary. This is more for like if kids are trying to log on from like an iPad or a backup device and they don't really have the link easily accessible because something's wrong with their computer. This is something that's kind of nice to have for those kids. And then of course the direct link that we made on, like the one I just copied here, right? The one that I just made. So you can direct link it, in which case they wouldn't need this stuff, the meeting ID and password. So there we go. So you can do this for each of your class periods throughout the day for whichever sections are in this particular Canvas course. In order to create this, if I'm putting different links into a table like this, then I'm going to be creating a different type of meeting. I'm not going to be creating a no fixed time meeting. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to name it a little differently. Like here, I'll say Rogers first period, and I'll start it on the 13th, and we'll start it at 7:30, and we will go to, why didn't that save? Dumb. Okay. Duration 1 hour, sure. And then I'm going to click recurring meeting, and I think for this one I'll probably do weekly. Okay. You can do it monthly even, doesn't matter. Just remember that, like, look, recurring meeting every month on the 13th of the month until, oh no, that's not what I wanted. Let's do daily. Okay, and I'm going to do as many occurrences as I can, which looks like, 20 occurrences. Remember that even after the occurrences are over, you can go ahead and start. If you start the meeting and you do it after the 20 occurrences, because you can still start any meeting that you have in your Zoom account, The kids, if that's the meeting that you started and that's the meeting that's linked in Zoom, they're going to get in even if it's after the last recurrent or occurrence date. So basically, this isn't super important, I guess, as long as you can always come to the web and start your meeting. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click save. And then you'll see here, I'm going to go to my meetings again, that now I have every single day, August 14th, August 15th, oops, 16th and 17th are weekends. So let me delete those ones. Delete the 16th, delete the 17th. There we go. So now I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever. And this keeps going into the future. Now I did want to show one thing, and that is I'm going to compare these links. So I'm going to click on the 13th, and we're just going to kind of look at the last digits here. So like, let's look at the password TKZGU0. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at the next meeting on the 14th, because I just want to show you that it's the same password, TKZGU0. It's the same link. So you don't have to keep sharing the link or keep linking the buttons on your course. If you do this, I would just click copy invitation. And you can really see it here. I didn't realize that. Look, you can see for every single day, it's giving you the same join information. So I'm going to click and drag to copy the link. And then that's what I would do here. So once you have made your table, I'm going to just erase this so I can show you fresh. So I would just type my words, click here, highlight, click this button right here, link to URL, and then paste. So insert link. And now this one is ready to go. And then I'm going to make my second period meeting recurring, and I would link it here. The reason I was hesitant to have you guys doing this with the Zoom and Canvas integration is because for all 20 of those recurring meetings, a student would get 20 emails, right? Parents would get 20 emails. It's just a mess. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click save. And that's option 2. So you would have to come in here and you'd have to create your second period link. Right? So right now these are all first periods, so I'd have to schedule a new meeting. This one I would do Rogers, second period, and I would say again, we would go to the 13th. I think second periods are starting out at 8:26. If you were in my session today, let's see if this works. Typing it in, clicking enter. Yay. All right, 8:26, it starts for an hour. It's a recurring meeting. We're going to do it daily. We're going to do it for as many times as they'll let us, which is 20. And we're done. We're going to go ahead and we're going to click save. Okay, so here we go. Here's the information. We're going to get that to copy it and put it in our Zoom table. Here we go. Copy the link. And you would edit this page again. And since this were all second period meetings, then we would type our words, click here, click link, paste your Zoom link. Here we go. Oh, of course, update your ID and password for your meetings also. These are just random things that I typed. Okay, that's it. So option 2, just to remind everybody, was to create a homepage, your homepage and just have this jump you to a table where that's all your information there. Okay, finally, last option, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click modules. And I'm going to show you the last option, which is a button per course. And this is similar to option 2, where every period has its own link, but everything's just right here on the home page. So first period should click here. They get their own link to start your first period meeting. Second period would click here. That would jump your second period meeting. Fourth period would click here, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. Again, I like this method, even though it's a little more upfront work. I like option 2 and option 3 because when you go to your web platform and you go to reports and you click on usage, I just think it's super handy to have specific names for what you're looking for. And then because you can sort by date, right? You can say like August 13th to August 13th, and I need to go see who was here. And then you'd have all your reports labeled: first period, second period, third period, fourth period, whatever. If you do option 1, they're all going to have the same names. So you're going to have to look through the start time and the end time and the start date and the end date. Okay, those are the three options. Um, and I just kind of wanted to share with you guys that all these different buttons are attached in the email where I send you this video. So feel free to use them or not use them. That is totally up to you. And if you have any questions about any of this, please, you are more than welcome to reach out and ask me.